Hey gang, it's Brian. Today I'm going to talk to you about common mistakes that players make when they're shooting for position. All of these have to do with getting on the next ball and then the ball after that. So this video is going to help beginner players, intermediate players, and advanced players suffer from the exact same problems. So let's take a look at a couple things. A lot of these situations are going to be very simple. We're playing 8-ball, or it could be 9-ball. I like to set up these situations for both kinds of players. We're on the 6-ball, and we need to get on the 8 ultimately, of course, but we have the 7-ball here. So a lot of players would be very happy to get on this 7-ball. They might play a shot looks like this. So now you're on the 7, but you're practically straight in. Shots that are this straight are very difficult as far as allowing you to get on other balls. So here I can get to the 8 with an awful lot of right-hand English, and notice the risk that I'm taking to get on that 8-ball shot. So let's look at another way to play this. Instead of playing that heavy draw shot to get on the 7 and get too straight on the 7, how about we just come back to this rail far enough to stay off the rail and now play our 7-ball shot. Here, if we play a running right-hand English, we come off 2 rails. Look how much further away we are from that pocket. Now, a lot of you are thinking, well, you left a hard shot on the 8. This is actually the shot I want on the 8, especially if I'm playing 9-ball. But flirting with this pocket, especially at the end of an 8-ball game, is just insane. So even though this is a more difficult shot, it's not an impossible shot for you guys. So even the intermediate players are able to play that shot. And those of you who were worried about me scratching in this side pocket, an 8-ball that is inside this diamond, if the cue ball comes off here, if your table's level, it's going to be just about impossible without aid from some magical force to scratch in that side pocket. So that's another thing that you guys should pay close attention to as far as when you're playing your position. Another common situation is getting too close to our object ball. So here we're playing the 6, we need to get on the 7. The position is very simple. We play the 6, we come out to the middle of the table, and we're basically out from here. So we shoot a stun shot on our 7-ball, and now we allowed ourselves to get too close to this 8-ball. There's absolutely no reason to let that happen. I call it playing zone. Players have a relatively easy position, or sometimes they have a tough position. The ball is at the other end of the table, and they need to get position on a ball. Now these aren't set up exactly the same, but the concept's the same. So here, I played a 6-ball, but now I gave it just a little bit of touch with actually a little tiny bit of right-hand English to get an angle on this 7-ball. So the angle, it looks like a straight-in shot, I'm sure, from the camera, but the angle takes me to that corner of that edge of the pocket. So now when I shoot my stun shot, I'm drifting away from the 8-ball because getting right up on the 8 just doesn't help me at all. And while we're on it, a bonus would be a situation like this. A lot of intermediate players, or beginner players I should say, will play this 8-ball needing to get on the 9, and they play it straight in, and what happens is the 8-ball will collide with the 9, the cue ball will collide with the 9, and God knows what kind of problems you're going to have after that. So what you want to do here is shoot a little bit of draw to get yourself back rather than to collide with that 9. So you can add that to your list of problems, and that is colliding with other balls. That's number 3 as far as issues that players run into. So here's an interesting scenario. We're playing 8-ball or 9, as I said. We need to get from the 6 to the 7, and then to the 8, and if we're playing 9-ball, we need to get to the 9. So what is the mistake that a lot of players make? they will shoot this 6 ball in that corner pocket. And the reason they do it is because the corner pockets give the effect, the idea that they're easier to shoot into because of the angles, because of the edge of the table. And I'm sure for a lot of people they are. But the big intermediate player mistake is fearing these side pockets. Do not fear playing balls in the side pocket. This is an easier shot. If I have, this is like one of those 50-yard line shots. It can go either way. And if I have a choice between what would be a 2-foot shot in the side pocket or a 6-foot shot down in the corner pocket, I'm going to take the shorter shot. There's a lot less that can happen along the way on this shot. Now, some of you are like, well, it's a more difficult cut. I'm not sure where the cue ball is going. We know where the cue ball is going. It's going to follow the tangent line. You're going to have position on that 6 ball regardless of which one of these shots we take. So what I do in this situation is I always go for the shorter shot. So this is a very common position mistake, is people being afraid of the side pockets. If you guys are hesitant about side pocket shots, I need you to practice those. Just line up balls around in a circle and shoot balls in the side pocket. So our corner pocket shot, like I said, is just as easy, but the side pocket is definitely the way to go here. I didn't even have to play any position because we know we can make that 7 ball from anywhere on the table. But let's set up a situation where we have a choice between the side and the corner. And let's say our 7 ball is here against the rail. That same position that we just got is not going to be as easy. So we can play the 6 in that corner. We come off this rail. We probably still have a shot on the 7. If we want to go over and back, we can get relatively straight on the 7 ball. But watch what happens with the side pocket shot. Knowing that our tangent line heads right for this spot down here, or at least pretty close, it's going to come off and go straight in line with this 7 ball, which is going to give us an easy shot on the 7. So the side pocket looks like this. So as hard as I hit that, we still are going to have an easy shot on the 7 to win the game. So we're playing the 6 ball here. And by the way, guys, this is something that I did not learn for years. I've been playing pool for over 30 years, and probably the first 15 years, this whole concept totally escaped me. I don't know how I did so well, because this is one of those simple things that every advanced player knows, but a lot of intermediate players let happen every day and don't realize it. Instead of looking to draw back and get a good straight shot on this 6 ball, why don't we come back with the intention of bouncing off this rail and giving ourselves some space? Now we have a much easier shot, and we have angle on the 7 ball. Now we're straight in on the 8, which we don't mind because we're going to have a layup on the 9 either way. But use the rails to help you with position. Don't put yourself on the rail, which brings up our next position play. A lot of times players will get themselves on the rail, so you find yourself here, because let's say you played your 3 ball in the corner pocket. You got so straight in on the 3 that even though you have an inch off the rail here, you can't shoot a draw shot from here. You can only shoot a follow shot. It collides, the 6 ball shot causes the cue ball to collide with the 9. So a lot of times you find yourself there. This is not the place to be. Okay, guys ask me all the time, how do I make shots when the ball is on the rail? And I did do a video where I explained this. But this is a shot you do not want to have to take. It's just, there's so many limits to what you can do with the cue ball. So be very conscious of where you are leaving yourself as far as the rails go. You do not want to be on the rail, even when you're shooting straight up the table. This is not a spot where you want to be. Okay, another 8-ball / 9-ball situation. We're on the 5-ball. The 6-ball is in the pocket, basically. We can make that from anywhere on the table. The 7-ball is against this rail. The 9 here, if we need to shoot it, is there. Easy shot on the 8-ball if we make the 7-ball, because we're not going to leave ourselves against this rail, right? So here's the mistake that players make. I know I can make that 6-ball from anywhere on the table. So they shoot the 6. After shooting the 5, they know they can make it. And a couple things happen. A couple things go wrong. They got themselves a scratch, straight in, end up on the wrong side of the pocket. There's so many things that players do wrong, especially beginner players. They're very excited. They're very excited to have a shot on the table that they know they don't need to get in position for. Well, here's the reality. This is your position mistake. I do want to get position for the 6-ball. Just because it's in the pocket, just because I know I can make it, even if I'm an intermediate player and I know to come off the rail to get over here, I don't want to mess around and scratch. I don't want to end up on this rail and be straight in. There's a lot of things I just illustrated that you don't want to happen. So why not get better position on this 6-ball? This can be done a number of different ways. If you have a situation like this, where you can shoot a follow shot and come back down table, go ahead and do it. And I'll tell you why in a second, why you want to get closer to that 6. So if you know you have the angle and you can get closer to that 6-ball, now I can do a lot of different things. I can make sure I get on this 7-ball. I can make sure that I'm not going to scratch in this side pocket. So here's the situation. We're on the 7, we need to get on the 8. We've been watching all of Brian's videos and we know, okay, I got this draw shot down. He showed me how to draw the cue ball all the way down table. And oh my God, don't scratch. Now, you didn't scratch. You could have, you didn't scratch, but you got a crazy position on this 8-ball. Now, we're going to get on this 9, but it's not without doing some good stuff here. We got to play this high right hand English. We come off the rail with high right and we got a shot on the 9. It's a little bit too much work. Pool is difficult enough without creating more issues for ourselves because we like pretty shots. So a better way to play this shot would be if we have an angle here that faces in this direction, we want to come off the rail and come down this way with the intention of pulling up short. A much better situation, and this one is based on the shot we just had. It's almost identical angle. Let's do this. High right hand English. Good follow through. Good follow shot. See how hard I hit that? And you know why? I had zero chance of scratching. That draw shot had an easy chance of scratching. It also had an easy chance of ending up straight in on the 8. It also had an easy chance of coming down and colliding with the 8, which just would have been disaster. But by coming off the 3 rails, we got position here. So, mistake, not sure which number we're on right now, but player mistake is to shoot draw shots when you should be shooting follow shots. And another thing is being afraid of 3 rail position. So keep in mind, the simpler it is, the better. And even though that 3 rail shot that I just took doesn't look simple to you guys, to a lot of you, it is. It's a lot easier than a draw shot that might get you on this ball here. Okay? Don't play zone. That means don't just try to get close to the ball. Get to a spot where you can actually make the ball. And you're out. Let's look at another shot. Okay, so we're on the 6-ball. We're playing the 8 afterwards. We might be playing 9-ball and need to get on this 9-ball. How many of you have done this? Yes, I'm on the 8. Yes, I created a problem and that it's going to be difficult for me to get on the 9. But what if it's just 8 ball? Oh, I'm out. Maybe you're out because I shoot left-handed when I'm not shooting right-handed. A lot of you have to go to the bridge for this shot. If you go to the bridge and you need to play the 9 ball afterwards, you've left yourself with a very difficult bridge shot. Unless you practice using the bridge a lot, which I can't name one person, amateur or professional, that practices using the bridge a lot, except for some very short players who play on large tables who have these situations come up a lot. I can't name players that I know put in more than 5% of their time with the bridge. So where I will play that with left-hand English, come off the rail and get position on that 9, most of you aren't going to do that. So you got the cue ball here. Now you're leaning all the way down table, and worse than using the bridge is to not use the bridge and have to reach on this shot. So what you want to do is be conscious of the fact that this is a weak hand shot. If the shot goes to your weak hand, I call them left-hand shots because I'm right-handed. But if the cue ball is going to be left, if you know your tangent line is going to lead you to this spot all the way down table where you're not going to be able to reach it, don't shoot it. What you want to do is just hold up the cue ball. You can do it with a little bit of stun. You can hit it softer and leave it down here. Yes, it's a longer shot, but this is a shot that wins games. That other shot is a shot that ends up with people miscuing because they're trying to reach all the way down table, or they're using the bridge and they can't get back on the other ball they want to get on. So, next tip, be conscious of those weak hand shots. Know where they are. For right-hand players, it's this side of the table and this side of the table. You need to be thinking about that when you think about position. Don't just be happy to have a shot on the 8 ball. Be happy to have a shot that is going to allow you to continue to rack and win the game. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys got some great tips out of this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think. Have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon.